The season opener hosted a spectacular battle between John Natale and Chad Wienen. He gets sideways, he gets side by side with Natale and backs underneath and steals the lead on the last lap. Chad Wienen has stolen the victory here in Georgia. Round 2 from Tennessee next. Hello everyone, welcome to Racer TV. Jason Wygant, your host here for this round 2 of the ATV National Motocross Championship from Muddy Creek Raceway in Blountfield, Tennessee. Let's get to know some of our top contenders for today's race win, starting with Josh Upperman.
Well, you know, pulling the whole shot definitely helps out to get out front, and I just need to keep that fire under my butt and just keep pushing myself harder and harder each lap.
That guy's always grabbing great starts on his Baldwin PEP Honda, hoping to turn those great starts into a race win today. Another rider to watch, the very young Joel Hetrick on the Can-Am for the second race in a row. He is your ATVRiders.com fast qualifier. Let's talk to him.
I think turning the fastest qualifier into the win, just going to be consistent laps, try to push as hard as I can to get them fast laps like I did in qualifying, and just go from there. Hopefully the rain holds off for both motos today, and I think that'll suit me pretty well if the track's dry. So.
Other riders to watch for include this number 84 machine of Thomas Brown on the Yamaha, but it was another Yamaha grabbing the headlines at the last event. Chad Wienen back in action after breaking his back last year, switched to the blue machine for 2012 and grabbed the win at our season opener. It was a spectacular duel between he and your defending series champ, John Natale. Wienen is back in a big way this year. He has had this championship seemingly in his grasp several times, and then bad luck has taken it away. He hopes for better this season.
I'm Chad Wienen, number 44 on the Wienen Motorsports SSI Walsh Racecraft Yamaha ride. And basically, I started racing when I was 16, and you know, my friend Ian from SSI, he kind of, took me to races, and that's how it all kind of got started. And and now I'm here on the pro level, and just worked my way through the ranks throughout. I'm 27 now, and I just been working my way through, and I've been pro for 5 years, and now we're sitting on top right now. And the last round at Ionia in Georgia was our first race, and prior to that, last year I had a season-ending injury with, I actually broke my back. It was T3 and T4 vertebrae, and I was laid up for 3 months, and on my recovery, and it was roughly about 8 months leading up to the first race, which was 4 weeks ago. And coming into the first round, I kind of had mixed emotions. I knew that what I could do, and it was a new year, some new people on some new machines, and basically came out swinging right away. And first moto, got good starts all weekend, and led it from I would say about start to finish. I led the first moto, and the second moto was the most exciting one of the weekend. And John, I stalked him the whole race, and showed him a couple wheels throughout the whole weekend, and was able to make a last lap pass with about a corner left to go. And it was a very exciting moment for me. I've been waiting for that moment for 8 months now, and now we're going to continue this this ride that we got going. And we got the points lead, running the red backgrounds, and we're really excited about that opportunity, and we don't want to have to give that up, and we've been working hard in these last couple of weeks, and we're ready to go back at it.
We'll see how Chad does today. The very scenic Muddy Creek Raceway, of course, our host for this event. This has been on the ATV Motocross Schedule Tour for quite some time, and there's a lot of ATV enthusiasts down here in the Southeast. A lot of riders will be gunning for the win. That's the 91 of Jesse Barnes. The 123 here is Nick DeNoble out of Wisconsin. He's not afraid to pull a start and run with the best in the game. But the 44 of Wienen, the 88 of Hetrick, and the 1 of Natali, they might be the ones to watch today. You've got your defending champ, your winner of the previous round of the series, and your fast qualifier, and they will all be racing when we return. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am and by AMSOIL. To the starting area we go. Round 2 of the AMA Pro ATV Motocross Nationals about to get underway here on NBC Sports. Jason Wygant going to give you the call. Let's go racing. SSI Decals Whole Shot Award on the line here. And it looks like it's going to be the veteran, Harold Goodman. They call him the Bumblebee. Guy's been at this game for a long time, was an outstanding amateur back in the 1990s, and still able to go fast early, but look at Upperman instantly flying past him into the lead on the Baldwin Motorsports PEP Honda. And remember, we talked to Upperman before this race. For him, it's all about the start. He likes to control the race like this. He's got the helmet camera on, and he shows you why you like to do it this way. Open racetrack. But it is not going to be easy for him to pull a lead on this field. Natali has quickly moved up into the number 2 position. And I believe that might be Wienen looking to make some moves here and knock on the door of the top 3. And yes, it is. So these 3 have already engineered a breakaway from the rest of the field. Here's Natali trying to find a line to make a move on Upperman. Upperman will be stingy with the lead. But look, Natali, he has got the 44 right behind him. He's got to be careful. And now the 88 of Hetrick closing in. And you know the kind of speed that Hetrick has with those fast qualifying times, and he looks like he wants to make a move on Wienen. Now Natali goes for the lead. Getting to the inside and grabbing the top spot from Upperman. Right behind him. Look at this battle raging between Hetrick and Wienen. Wienen just able to shut the door. He was looking for running room to maybe get around Upperman, and Hetrick nearly made the pass on him. There he goes to the inside. Wienen wants to get into second, does not want Natali to break away, but it is very difficult to be sandwiched as he is between Upperman on the Honda and the Can-Am of Hetrick. And look, Natali breaking away just the slightest bit. Cannot ask for closer racing than this. Second, third, and fourth all over each other. And do I not see clouds in the sky? There is a chance of rain in the forecast. That would certainly scramble things up. It looks like now Wienen has made that move into second. Now at our last race, it went all the way down to the last lap. He kept the heat on Natali all the way. Then Wienen got ultra aggressive on the final lap to make the pass. Natali, one of the toughest dudes out here. He does not want to let that happen again. Drop down into the valley here. A nice triple by Wienen to draw up close. But you're going to have to do more than just put pressure on Natali. He will not crack under those circumstances. He will be as difficult as it gets to get around. So Wienen's going to have to find a line, find an opening. You're not going to get a mistake at Natali. He relishes these types of battles. And look, now that they have cleared Upperman, they have pulled away a bit from him and from Hetrick. Now, at one point, these guys were both Can-Am riders. Now it is Natali with that factory ride. Wienen has built his own program on a Yamaha. They are not strangers to each other. We've seen them battle time and time again. Right now, Natali able to extend it just a bit over Wienen. Goes past the signal area, gets a signboard from his mechanic. He probably doesn't even bother to read it. He knows what the mission is right now. Keep your head down and keep charging. Here it looks like Hetrick has taken the third place position away from Upperman, but with riding like this, Natali has been able to pull away from Wienen and Hetrick. Wienen is going to have to bust something out. He has this triple right here. Not enough to get back to the rear tires of Natali. And it looks like now in the latter laps, Wienen is beginning to close in a bit. Natali very strong there through the center section of this race. But will Wienen have time to get close and maybe mount another last lap attack as he did a week ago in Georgia? And the rain now coming down, so how many other variables can we deal with here? It is raining. You see those shiny parts on the racetrack? It is slick. That's why Natali's trying to go outside of those now. Sometimes the main race line doesn't work when it's this wet. Natale just trying to maintain traction. He found a little bit of a cushion out there to bank off of. Weenan trying to shave off everything he can on the inside of these corners. Boy, it has got to be slick, and nothing worse in motorsports than starting a race in the dry and then having the rain come down midway through the event. I don't know if these guys have the goggles set up or the tire combination that they would want in these conditions, but I don't think they care either. Weenan going after Natale, and it is really getting sloppy out there now. They've pulled away from everyone else. It's a private duel for the lead between two of the biggest names in the game. And Natale makes a mistake, tries to cover the inside, cannot make up for that, and Weenan takes the lead. And once again on the final lap, Chad Weenan is going to make a pass. He's headed to the checkers, and another spectacular come-from-behind effort has netted a moto win for Chad Weenan. And Natale has got to be bummed about that. He had the lead for the majority of this race and gave it away at the end. He'll be back to try to get some revenge in Moto 2. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am and by Amsoil. Back here at Muddy Creek Raceway, rain has parted, but it did make the place indeed muddy. There are your results from Moto 1. Hetrick, Upperman, and Brown rounding out the top 5. There's Mark Madel signing some autographs here between motos. It's a good opportunity for these riders to come out and meet the fans. Great access at the ATV Motocross Nationals. And this kid's a Chad Weenan fan. He's going to go home happy. Weenan will sign anything you give to him. And these guys are just happy to be here. There's Joe Bird, veteran, multi-time champion of the series. Going to sign some stock as well. Bird 7th at Moto 1. That's not what he wants. Give him a better start in Moto 2. And he's not afraid to mix it up with the likes of Natale and Weenan. Those three have had many great duels in the past. Looks like the crews are now getting the gates ready for Moto number 2, and it is so hard to figure out what tire combination to use here. The rain has come, the rain is gone. Obviously the track is still going to be muddy and slick. It's Bill Balance, the 9-time GNCC ATV champ here on behalf of Yamaha, checking things out, going to lend some advice and assistance to the riders in blue. Here's Bird pulling up to the line. Bird, last couple of years, started the series a little bit slow, but comes on about mid-season. We'll see if he can be a little stronger earlier today. Upperman going to run our helmet camera again. Remember, he got out front in Moto number 1. The whole shot went to Harold Goodman, but Upperman quickly got it back. And once again, it's Upperman out front, so he's got the SSI Decals Whole Shot Award. That guy can nail starts. Big credit out to Mark Baldwin, one of the all-time greats of this game, maybe the most decorated engine builder in these pits, and he has got his boy out front, but bad news, a good start for Weenan. He won the first moto after starting about 5th. He's in 2nd here early in Moto number 2. Weenan, the big guy out of Galena, Illinois. Now, both he and Natale say that they prefer the rougher racetracks. You can see this one here in Tennessee pretty smooth. Certainly, you've got to be careful as far as throttle and brake control. There goes Weenan to the inside. Not quite. Upperman able to shut the door. This is the kind of track where it's not just about toughness or the ability to handle rough terrain. You've got to be smart, not overshoot these corners. It has got to be like ice in some of these sections. And this didn't take long. Natale now knocking on the door. He's up in this battle. There's Balance on the side of the track checking it out as Natale tries to make the move. And look at Hetrick. He's in contention as well. Hetrick might be the fastest rider out of this group. He's looking for running room, looking to make a pass on Natale, and he goes to the inside for 3rd. Upperman going to try to run away and hide. Hetrick not able to make that move on Natale, at least not yet. But this kid is fired up out of the blocks here in the 2nd moto of the day. Gonna head back uphill here. I don't think Upperman realizes how much pressure he has. He might think it's just the Yamaha of Weenan. You can see what he sees. Virtually nothing. He can maybe hear one machine behind him. Oh, a little mistake. And there goes Weenan. You give him an inch, he'll take a mile, and Weenan shoots into the number 1 spot. Upperman's got to try to find a way to fight back because he's going to have his hands full with the riders behind him. Hetrick is now going after him from 3rd. So the kid has made the pass on Natale, and now he wants 2nd from Upperman. And if he can make that pass, he's not too far back from Weenan. He can make a bid for it. So now it's the Can-Ams up to second and third. Upperman fourth, Joe Bird up to fifth, and there's Thomas Brown on the number 84 Yamaha. T. Brown, this battle's all over the place. These top six are close. Natali and Hetrick really going at it for second and third. Woo, what a race. And they got the two Hondas flanking them, and while all these riders take time away from each other, Wienen's going to try to put his... And now Natali has struck back and has gotten second place away from his young teammate Hetrick. Hetrick's not going to give up. He'll try to stay in those rear wheels. This could be the battle to watch as Wienen tries to get away. He took advantage of a quick mistake by Josh Upperman that has allowed him to clear the field. But look, Natali and Hetrick are not that far back. They've got different sections of the track where they are fast. Will they work together or will they slow each other up? Certainly they are in striking distance. Hetrick still trying everything he can to get around Natali as they both see that Yamaha rider in front of them. A little look over the shoulder from Wienen. Hetrick going to try to go from outside to inside here, I think, on Natali. No dice. As they come back into view, it is still Wienen, the big man from Galena, Illinois, probably the tallest rider out here. That's why he likes those rough tracks. But he is proving today that he can go fast on any surface, be it rain, mud, slick stuff, or any combination that we have here in Moto 2. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am and by AMSOIL. Great racing here at Muddy Creek Raceway in Blountfield, Tennessee. Round 2 of the AMA Pro ATV Motocross Nationals. 3 riders have broken away from the field. You've got Chad Wienen on the Wienen Motorsports machine leading the way. John Natali and Joel Hetrick on a pair of Motorworks Can-Ams have been stalking him for most of this moto. And this is the guy we talked to at the top of this show, trying to mount a career comeback after a big crash last year and a broken back. You gotta figure he came into this series with mixed expectations to have come out and won the season opener and now be on the verge of sweeping both motos here at round 2. That has to be so over par. Now we know the talent that Wienen has. He's won a lot of races over the last couple of years in this series, but to switch to a new machine, Yamaha, and overcome injury like that, very impressive. Battle still on between Upperman and Bird for 4th and 5th. Right now, Upperman still holding that spot. Still close. Only about 2 seconds, the gap between Wienen and Natali. And I'll tell you what, if you're John Natali, you would like nothing more than to pay Wienen back with a last lap pass. That's what Wienen has done in the previous 2 motos. And Natali is trying to set himself up for a charge in a similar manner. And Natali's crew wants it. They want to see him get him back. This would be a battle for the overall. We'll combine the scores from both motos to determine a winner for the day. And it'll come down to these 2. If Natali gets a second in Moto 1 and a win here, he's your overall winner. But every time he seems to mount a challenge, Wienen seems to have an answer. And the gap stays at about 2.5 seconds. And Natali cannot rest. If he goes over his head and makes a mistake, well, Hetrick will be right around him and take valuable points away, stealing that second place position. So Natali's in a tough spot. Wienen, meanwhile, he has to ride with all the pressure on. But that's what he's done for this entire race, and it has not been an issue. Wienen now in the final stages of going 2 for 2 in 2012. Natali and Hetrick running out of time. White flag is out. Natali has closed it back down. It was nearly 2.6 seconds. Now it's down to about 1.5. But I don't know if there's going to be enough time. And the 2 Honda guys still duking it out as well. Upperman and Bird for 4th and 5th. Upperman on the number 20, still holding that position. Could be your last look here at Wienen. Gotta stay cool under fire. Oh, Natali just needs to get a little bit closer to try to find a line and pay Wienen back for these last lap moves. I don't think it's going to happen. Wienen just calm, cool, collected under fire. Got to clear this section one more time, this big rhythm lane, and he's headed for Pater. Chad Wienen is undefeated in 2012. A fantastic effort by Natali and Hetrick. They kept the heat on the whole way. Only 4 seconds separate the top 3 at the finish, and Upperman is able to edge out Bird in a great battle inside the top 5. Those are your overall results when we combine the scores. Brown going to take top 5 overall on his Yamaha, but the happiest man here, the other Yamaha guy, Chad Wienen, who's got himself another win and the points lead.
Second moto, we came out with the second place start, and you know, we just we put it on, and I got past Josh Upperman, you know, early on, and just rode my own race, and you know, I had a lot of fun. Just, you know, I was out there riding my own race, smooth out front, and you know, I kept John and Joel in check, and you know, they started putting it on towards the end, and I had to turn it back up, and you know, I had to, you know, keep my position where I was at, and ended up coming out with a 1-1 win.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Live announcer Rodney Tomlin summing it up. Wienen undefeated, that's 100 points. 4 straight motos with a 25-point max, opening up a bit of a lead over Natali, but it's early in what will be a 10-round championship. So right now, the big story, the comeback kid, Chad Wienen, returning from a back injury. A year ago, he was in the hospital. Now he's winning races. We'll see if he can keep it up all year long. For everyone at Racer TV, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.